With the release of Schedule 1, I've been having a lot of fun playing this, but it immediately reminded me of an older game I played that came out about 5 years ago, Drug Dealer Sim. Both games have so many similarities, but I just found myself enjoying one so much more than the other, and I just want to go into a deep dive of why I enjoy one over the other. Quickly, I'm just going to cover some similarities between the two games. So both games play very similar, where you get a message in some way, you agree to it, and then basically you deliver it at some meetup spot. Both games play very similar on how you deliver your products, essentially. In both games, you have to deposit money onto your online account, or you have just straight up cash, and at some point you have to launder money with some kind of laundering service. So both games are extremely similar in terms of like basic gameplay mechanics, but there's some small things that makes one game so much more fun than the other. Here's one big difference in my opinion is Schedule 1, you have two options in terms of bagging your product, either in baggies or jars, which is one product per baggie, or 5 per jar. In Drug Dealer Sim, you basically have options to bag it in different amounts, so it makes it easier to deliver products to whoever you need to deliver it to. So I like the flexibility of Drug Dealer Sim's packaging, but the problem is Schedule 1's packaging system is so much more fun in general, just making the packages and everything, because in Drug Dealer Sim, it's just a scroll wheel, you just like choose how much you put in, but in Schedule 1, you can have this little mini game while packaging these things, which makes it extremely addictive. It's really weirdly addictive in Schedule 1 to be able to package all this stuff. I just wish there was a little bit more flexibility to it, but I think overall, Schedule 1 has the better system in packaging stuff. One thing I do feel like that Drug Dealer Sim has a lot better of is a more filled out map that's a lot bigger and has a lot more things going on. But I think one problem is because it's so big, it works against itself where it feels almost tedious to cross a lot of times. But Schedule 1 has a smaller map, which makes it feel a little bit more limited in some ways, but it also feels a lot more cozy and easier just to traverse and be able to do your stuff. And what Schedule 1 does is it lets you travel the map in different ways, from just running around to skateboarding to eventually having cars, which just makes it so much more fun. And I think that's just kind of the theme of this video, that Schedule 1 is just more fun in a lot of ways. It may feel a little bit more limited than Drug Dealer Sim, especially because it's in early access. The game just overall feels less tedious to play because even though Drug Dealer Sim has somewhat more depth in it than Schedule 1, I feel like Schedule 1's gameplay is just so much more fun, addicting, and the whole gameplay loop gets you right into the game and getting you rolling immediately. Schedule 1 gets you into immediately buying some upgrades, buying new places, getting your lab up and running with employees, and making new mixes in the game. Drug Dealer Sim lets you mix things in different amounts so you can like cut your product, which is fun, and like maximizes your profits, but Schedule 1 just has a fun way of doing mixes where it's a new discovery with a different price point each time. So each discovery has its own effects as well, so each mix can feel unique, so it feels like you're designing your product to do some fun things. So you have a system where you can cut your product with, say, baking soda, and it'll mix it together, and then that's it, you made a little bit extra profit. Versus a system in Schedule 1 where you can mix anything you want you can get your hands onto with your product to create interesting effects. So in this case, I have my piece of product and I mix it with her semen, I combine it, and it electrifies me and makes me long-necked. Plus all these different effects that you can combine to make something you like and have fun with, it also makes you more money as well. So there's the benefit of having a mix that gives you more money and having fun making it. And I guess that's what makes Schedule 1 so much fun, is that everything feels like it's streamlined to make things as easy as possible at times once you get certain upgrades, but also so you can have fun with it and discover new things and just streamline the game itself, while Drug Dealer Sim has some tedious aspects. Despite having a bigger map and everything in Drug Dealer Sim, it is kind of a pain to just run around all the time and it's somewhat uninteresting after a while. And also, if you have clients that want a certain amount of product, you have to have that exact amount of product. You can't give any less and just take a reputation hit, and you can't give any more and just say you'll cut the loss on that extra product you give. You have to give the exact amount or else the deal won't happen. So there's like little tedious things about Drug Dealer Sim that makes it feel like more of a pain to play at times. And I guess that's just the thing with Drug Dealer Sim, is that it's not a bad game, it's a fun, good game, but Schedule 1 just makes everything more fun about it. It does everything just slightly better or in a different, more unique way that just makes it more engaging. Each task having its own minigame is kind of fun and just engaging to be able to do something, package your product or cook your meth and everything, so that's just good. But in Drug Dealer Sim, it's just an extra menu. But in Schedule 1, it's an engaging minigame where you can just keep playing it, and it's pretty fun. And if you ever get sick of it, you can hire employees to do it for you. So it's just something you can get rid of at some point if you just don't like it. And this is not to mention the fact that Schedule 1 also is multiplayer, so having fun with friends. Drug Dealer Sim wasn't made to be multiplayer, to be fair. It's like a single player experience. But having friends in this goofy world just makes it a lot more fun, and just having a lot of people being able to do different things in the world is great. And overall, I just think Schedule 1 does Drug Dealer Sim better. It just does everything a little bit better, a little bit more fun, or just more unique. And this doesn't make Drug Dealer Sim a bad game. I still love it. It's still good. I just think Schedule 1 just builds upon the mechanics set up in Drug Dealer Sim. And I'm not saying Schedule 1 is perfect. I think there's some things that can improve upon, like having different packaging sizes just besides baggies and jars, so you can have a little bit more variety. And also expanding the world a bit, because you do get a vehicle eventually, so you want to be able to drive a little bit further potentially. So there are things Schedule 1 can improve on that I think Drug Dealer Sim does a bit better. But overall, Schedule 1 does most things a lot more fun than Drug Dealer Sim. Drug Dealer Sim eventually becomes a little bit too tedious, where it's just unfun to play at some point. Overall, those are my thoughts. Drug Dealer Sim's a good game, but Schedule 1 is an amazing game, and I love it. That's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. Sub if you haven't. Have a good one.